The ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, held its elective National Convention on Saturday, March 26 to Sunday, March 27, ahead of the 2023 general elections. As widely speculated, the APC produced a consensus national chairman amid funfair and the new Electoral Act process adherence during the convention, which produced 77 national officers, with Abdullahi Adamu becoming the national chairman of the party. Senator Adamu emerged after 6 other aspirants stepped down. Though a very hectic and painstaking process that witnessed the withdrawal of many aspirants for various executive positions, the convention was considered a huge success, especially by party members who came from different parts of the country. Joining us now from our Abuja studio for an outlook on the new executive committee of the party and the way forward is Sulieman Argungu, National Organizing Secretary of the All Progressives Congress and Deputy Governor of Kebbi State. Thank you for joining us, Malam Argungu. Thank you very much indeed. Well, let's go straight into the subject. Yes, thank you for joining us. What's your general impression about the APC convention? I know that, many members of your party are in a jubilant mood, but the opposition is not so impressed. Members of the PDP are saying that, is this the best that the APC can do? The very first 5 major officers, they were former members of the PDP, and that APC has done a convention to provide a PDP leadership within the party. What do you think?
Thank you for the question. What I want everybody to know and all Nigerians to know is that we have a brand, and a best brand, that is the APC. And our leader and the president of this country, President Muhammadu Buhari, is a great leader. And the new chairman of the party, distinguished Senator Abdullahi Adamu, is an experienced person and highly experienced gentleman who has come a long way in politics for quite some time. And everybody has known that. And all the members that had been elected yesterday and were inaugurated as well with the national chairman and the national secretary are all experienced gentlemen and women. So I will say the composition of the new working committee of our great party, the APC, has taken shape, and that what we are going to sell is this brand, which I said the best brand. And in addition to it, everybody know that our leader, President Muhammadu Buhari, has a very good vision for this country and a roadmap. And this roadmap, one of the doctrine of it is that we rule of law, free and fair election that will produce credible leaders that will be accepted by all during the election. And the convention have come and gone. If you look at what has happened in the previous weeks, nobody thought that what happened on Saturday and Sunday is going to happen. But because we are a best brand, you can see the outcome of the convention was very impressive to everybody. Well, it has been rancor-free. There was no hitch from whatever side, and you can see how other aspirants have been coming to say that they are withdrawing their aspiration to the other people. That shows that we are Democrats. That shows that we are great people, and we are selling a best brand.
Thank you, sir. But I do have to raise a quibble here. You're right. A lot of people are rightly congratulating the APC on managing the convention. But it doesn't exactly show the most sterling example of internal democracy. The consensus-building process was flawed, and we all saw that. The general public saw that, because the consensus was not achieved smoothly. It seemed more like coercion than consensus at times. What's your comment on that? And what is going to be done going forward? Because those people whose ambition were thwarted and they would feel unfairly thwarted, they will express that upset one way or another?
Well, it all depends on how everybody views it on different perspective. But what I will say is that it is a consensus. But you see, in a large party like APC, where there are so many interests, where people who are willing to become the members of the working committee or the donor committees, it's not new that you have this type of things. But because everybody wants to come forward and participate and give his best to the party so that we'll continue to move and we win the next coming election come 2023. But like you said, people have, even though there are consensus on some position, yet there are elections on other positions. And that shows that there are some people who are still adamant that they have to go by they are not ready for the consensus, but they are ready to go for the election, whether they are going to win or lose. And that is democracy and that is politics, that eventually whatever happened, even if it is going to be an election, it is one person that is going to emerge. And that's exactly what has happened. And with the reconciliation is a key, and there's going to be a continuous process in the party so that we continue to reconcile our people, no matter how aggrieved one is.
Right. Congratulations, Mr. Deputy Governor and Mr. National Organizing Secretary of the APC. I just want to ask, hope this your new position will not affect what you ought to do, what you were elected to do for the people of Kebbi State. Because the line is always blurred between being National Organizing Secretary or holding any position in your political party and also being Deputy Governor in the state. And at some point, would you have to pick one? Okay, former Deputy Governor I now hear. So, but secondly, and most importantly, since that's been clarified, I would like to ask you this. A lot of people still complain about divisions in your party. And I'll give you an instance. Somebody said here, one former aspirant said he spent over 100 million and he was not even among the leading contenders. He feels distraught. Somebody also said they spent over 300 million naira and they cannot recoup their money because of this consensus. So how do you help people that have invested so much in the party and they got nothing in the end? Were their campaign funds refunded to them?
Well, you see, I wouldn't say that people have not spent money, but all I'm saying is that anybody who is aspiring for any position in party politics, certainly he had to spend money, whether by giving it directly to the electorate or by hiring vehicles, feeding the people that will even be in the part of his campaign team. These are all things that you have to spend money in. But somebody saying that he has spent so much amount, just like you said, for the purpose of becoming a member of the National Working Committee or a zonal committee in the convention, I doubt it much. Whom has he given the money to, and for what purpose? You see, when there are leaders, we are very respected people, and it is expected that everybody should respect the rule of law. And the provision of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, and the Electoral Act, and indeed the Constitution of our great party, the APC, there are specific items that emphasize on consensus. And it is not new that no matter the amount you spend, certainly at the end of the day, because the leaders want the party to move, and the leaders want the people to reconcile themselves, and at the end of the day, there should be a consensus. Because at the end of the day, it is going to be the last resort, if unless otherwise, when some refuse to do that, and they say they want to go to the election. And because nobody can say that exactly those that have spent such money have spent it, and nobody has audited it, nobody has known about it. I doubt much if the party will come and say, okay, because you said you have spent 200 million naira for this purpose, that you are going to be refunded. And it is obvious, everybody knows that whatever amount you spend in campaigning, in your aspiration to become whatever position in a party, in politics, is just going there, but without anybody refunding you. When you win, it's a very good thing that you know that your money has served purpose. And when you didn't win, then you know that that is the destiny, and you should wait for another opportunity. But the party is not likely to refund anybody that have come and said he has spent this and that.
Well, what we know is that the president gave the assurance that at least the money for the nomination form will be refunded to those persons who followed the consensus option and decided to stand down. Although many of them think that the consensus arrangement adopted by the party smacks of intimidation, coercion, rather than democracy, which is the big issue. Is there any guarantee that at least the money for nomination form will be refunded? That's one. Two, in terms of the undercurrents, there are persons who are saying that it looks like the convention was organized against certain interests, and that the CPC wing of the party, CPC AMPP wing of the party, is now dominant, and that this may have certain implications in terms of who emerges as the presidential candidate of the party.
Well, your first question, the sub-convention committee, election committee on the convention have done a very good job, and everybody can see the outcome. And it is the convention committee, the leader of the convention committee, who happened to be His Excellency Brother Obaka, the governor of Jigawa State. We know that the president has said that. So it is obvious that anybody that has spent money in buying form and now has agreed and succumbed to the plea of his people that he should come and reconcile and step down. So by that act, he's expected to be paid, because he have done what is expected of him as a loyal member of the party and a respected person to his elders. And I will tell you that it is not only me that has contested, who intended to contest for this position. I think there are about 4 or 5 of us, and we all met. My group from Kebbi State and other well-wishers across the country, we visited all those that want to contest with me, just to beg them, to show them reason why that should come to the consensus. We pleaded with them, and most of them have agreed, or all of them has now agreed. So it is not only the leaders that have begged them to agree to step down. The candidate, I and my team have even met them and have begged them to come down to please see reason why that there should be a consensus, so that we should not continue to divide our party. And they have done that without even giving them a kobo. So it is a very good thing that they have done. And when I come to your second question, about the parties that have formed the APC. I am part of the major parties. I came from the AMPP, and I will want to tell you that the people that I saw on that were inaugurated yesterday were people from different parts of the parties that formed the merger. So it's not dominated by any of the party, and all of them are being inclusive in it.
Thank you. Now that this is over, the convention is over, and I'm sure the dust will settle, can you just explain to the general public, why is APC so wedded to this idea of consensus? Why wasn't everybody just allowed to go to the polls, either direct or indirect primary? Why was this consensus so important? And we all saw that it wasn't that easy to achieve.
It's not that the APC want a consensus, but as part of the guidelines, like I said earlier in the Constitution, of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, and the Electoral Act, and in our party. And all along, and all political parties have been on this march that it is the best solution, and that will bring everybody together, that we shouldn't allow people to go on that. And the emphasis on that is to unite the people. And once you want to unite people, you have to go by the consensus, so that you don't split your people. Because, for example, everybody knows that the temperament of people, especially when they lose election. For example, if I and you are contesting for one single post, and you happen to win, I will immediately congratulate you, just like what the former president of Nigeria, President Johnson, have done to our great leader, President Muhammadu Buhari. He embraced the outcome of the election, of the result, and he has just embraced peace, and he has embraced he called Mr. President and congratulated him. But down there, you will find that there are some people who are not even known, or not close to the President Goodluck Jonathan, but they will feel offended by Goodluck Jonathan. Why should he call President Muhammadu Buhari and congratulate him? So these are some of the tendencies that are always there in party politics, that if you that is going to contest, you have taken it light, others will not take it light, and that in such a way, it will divide the party in some parts of the places, or some people who are of that opinion. So in reality, if you want peace and you want everybody to embrace peace, I think the consensus is a better option, that everybody will know that, yes, I have deliberately, without any fault, without anything, that I decided to step down for the person. Because good politicians, they always know that when there are so many aspirants for one position, critically, if they look at themselves and analyze themselves, they will know that, yes, such person is going to be a better person than us. We have come a long way in that, whereby we see people when we want to contest, and we see people who are aspiring to be what we want to be. And we realize that we have seen that there are a better option for us. And we step down for them honorably. And when you do that honorably, that makes a great peace in the party.
Thank you very much, Malam Argungu, for joining us on the Morning Show today. Thank you very much indeed, and congratulations once again.